Da-da-da. Perfect. Alright, so I'm just going to start, I'm just going to hand touch this in for me. Okay, so I want you to hit it be normal, just so you have video record of what your forehand used to look like from the back, okay? So just hit him cross court, just normal forehand cross court. We'll just get a couple warm up. Go the other side. We hit just about 2 minutes worth of crosscourt forehands. Okay. I want you to see it live. So it's important because when you go back later and you look at the video, you'll have frame of reference, right? Okay. This is part of a big part of learning to change things is having an accurate, like mental representation of what you're actually doing. Because the vision you have in your head of what your forehand looks like, what it probably actually looks like, is probably different, right? And getting some togetherness of that is important. Keep it cross-court if you can. Right. Should actually walk the basket down, so I should go.
Maybe I should get more on play. So when you go home and look at this video, the big thing that you're going to see, I'm not going to be able to get this exactly right, but hopefully pretty damn close, is you get back to about here, it's as far as you go back. And everything from here is just all wrist flip. Right? Like you're literally just here, and like if your contact point's here, your hand doesn't really drop below the ball at all. You're here and you'll just flick, and then boom, and come through. So your stroke is all this. All here, right?
I don't feel that. I feel like I'm doing.
No, not at all, man. Like not at all. It's all right here. Boom. This is why one, you hit so hard, but two, why it's so low all the time, right? Why you don't have a lot of bend on that ball, right? So what we're going to work on today mostly is actually like getting a real backswing, and you build a lot more power that way. But more importantly, you'll get a lot more spin, and then more power. The two combined, and you get more shape on your shot, more margin. You'll get, you know, I like it to, if I give you a bunch of wood and some nails and a hammer and say build a house, it's going to be a pretty simple house, right? If I give you a bunch of wood and a, you know, a planing tool and a saw and all these different things and say go build a house, it's going to be a much better house, right? Because you have more tools to work with. It turns much the same way. Like if I can only do a couple of things with my forehand reliably, well then I'm going to mostly do those couple of things. Machine mostly involves hitting the ball really hard and flat. Right? That's where it's at for you. And we want to give you more. So what we're going to do to start with, you're going to start right here. Strings pointing towards the ground, hand low, back up is parallel. Right? So bring the wrist up a little bit, there we go. So what I want you to do is, I'm going to hand touch you those balls like I was at the beginning. I want you to try to swing, imagine like there's something right here. You're going to swing underneath that and then up to the ball. Yeah.
When you're an athletic guy, someone try and build basically 1 month's worth of work into 45 minutes. But I have faith. Get set up. I'm not throwing you the ball. Yep, good. Low. Good. Notice how you're immediately like this, right? Don't do that. Be balanced. Part of the reason you do that is related to right there, right? Part of the reason you do that is related to how you hit that forehand. You always need to catch it really high so you can get downhill on it. That's why you're stepping up and rushing. But I want you to try not to. Even there, when you step, you'll see you're like this. You're leaning in. Just if you're going to step, stay tall. Stay tall. There we go. Stay tall. You hate that rating, don't you? You can see you're like, what? Yeah. Over the net with good spin, okay? Good, that's more like it. And again. There we go. Does this feel a bit weird?
It does. It actually feels more comfortable now than, I mean, just off of only hitting a handful of them.
And you can feel now, when I'm asking you to hit this higher than your ball, can you feel how much easier than what you normally do?
I feel like I might even really have to do anything.
Yeah, because it's sort of, you're starting below. But this is a spot in your normal forehand. You just, when you go back and watch the first 3 minutes, 4 minutes, you'll see you never get here, like ever, hitting a normal forehand. Even if that ball's down low, you'll come at it from here and you'll go, and you'll actually swing down at it. And then just use wrist to compensate. The good news is, dude, your wrist mobility and your wrist activation in your brain is like through the roof. Like it's off the charts high. So once we get all the pieces here together, you're going to be at a whole other level because you already have the wrist. And that's the part people usually really struggle with, is getting the wrist part right. Like Deborah, who I just had, like I can put all the structure in place, but she can't handle anything with wrist. She just completely loses the plot. Yeah, you can already feel that, right? Yeah. So here's what we're going to do now. So we were starting from here. What we're going to do is we're going to bring that up. Not all the way, just up, yeah. So add just a tiny bit of bend in the arms a little bit, good. Just about there, okay? I want you to just remember that position because I want you to come back to this every time. So what we're going to do now is when I throw that ball, I want you to smoothly, this is position 2, I want you to go 2, 1, hit. Like a countdown, okay? 2, you're starting at 2, 1, and then hit. You've got to hit position 1 though, okay? 1, there, good. Yeah, and the first couple of times, getting the rhythm down, it'll be a little mechanical, it'll feel a little jerky. That's okay, because you just learn to time it. Good. Might notice you still got that little tendency to want to lean forward a little bit. I'll get the ball to you, don't worry, I promise. You're a little lower, you've got to skip that little bit of 1 there. There it is. So now try to just kind of hold it a little bit longer, right? Because you're athletic enough. Just let it come, hold it, and then go 1 hit. Okay, hold it. Now 1 and hit. Good. That's okay. So you're a tiny bit late there, but just a couple hundredths of a second. Go. Yeah, look at that ball. Hold it. Now 1 and hit. Yeah. So you're going to fight the urge.
I've never ever been able to hit that.
Yeah. Your brain's going to want to do this.
Okay,
right?
Really
you've got to focus on pulling it in down here. Okay? Yeah. That's the big cue for you. Yeah, right around the baseline. Yeah, you're already starting to come a little bit here. Okay. Really pull it into 1. This becomes important because down the road you've got to think about this. I want to, like you see how Federer and Nadal will swing out to the ball? If you're not in, you can't go out. Okay. Does that make sense? Yeah. One of the guys I'm working with, and he wants to be out here all the time. When he goes here to the ball, he actually ends up swinging across inwards because he's out. So he has to swing in now. You start in and you swing out. But if you don't get in, you can't go out. Okay. So think about pull that racket like into your right hip, and at the last second you pull it out. And this is where your wrist activation is getting really great because you'll be able to do this really quickly. I'm starting here. Don't creep up too high. I'm starting here. And as you pull in, I'm going to pull it in towards my right hip, and then that wrist is going to kick in, and I'm going to do what you normally do in here, in this space. I'm going to pull the wrist
Do it from down
and
here.
do it from down here.
Okay.
Yeah. So really don't creep up too high, because the next step does go higher, but it's going to come this way. So I want to be here, just halfway, down, and then activate the wrist. And then you can flip the wrist from down here, no worries.
Okay.
But you've got to get that thing down first. Down first. Oh, I didn't give it to you. I said I wouldn't. I lied. Down first. Good. Yeah, that's a good ball. You feel that?
They're weird.
You see the clearance?
Yeah.
But it's still got pace and you're not even swinging.
Mm-hmm.
Half a swing right now, no effort. And you're a good 2 feet higher over the net than normal. Yeah. Stop. Give me 3 more, and then you're going to take a 1 minute break. Not because I think you're tired, but because of neuroscience. Try not to, you have a tendency, and you'll see this, a little bit of like, just stand, drop, and release. Drop, release. Oh, yeah, a couple more. Yeah, good. Drop it. Good. Right, go quick step, and then straight back up. Just try engaging in something else for a moment. Don't think about the movie. Right? Because if you let your brain not be using that neural network that you're just creating right now, your brain will take this moment and actually reorganize the neural network to make it efficient. And you go back down after a moment, you might actually do better.
I mean, all that makes sense, you know. I would never think that or know to think that.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, all the stuff I've learned, I totally changed the way that I teach.
Not the stuff that you learned through schooling or
No, just reading.
you being coached or you coaching.
No, I wish I'd been coached with this stuff. If I'd been coaching this stuff, I'd be on the tour right now. But I wasn't. Realize, like, hey, when we learn, like, we are our mind, and our mind, the only way our mind interacts with the universe is through our brain. And our brain's basically kind of like a computer, and it has finicky ways of doing things. And if you don't understand how your brain works, then it's really hard to teach people things. If you don't understand how somebody learns, how are you going to teach them? Right? So I started learning a lot about learning and the brain function. It's a huge rabbit hole. Like, I know way more about like depression and anxiety and all these other things than I ever really thought I would want to know, but it all ties together, funnily enough. So, okay. I'm going to do 3 more balls with that same thing. Remember, don't get up too high, just here and pull it in low. Really focus on that low part, even if it's a little bit mechanical. Good. Now try to lift up last second. Give a cross court for me. Good. Try to lift up. Give a cross court. Good. So part of the reason you lift up is you're used to this idea of, well, I'm going to put a little extra lift and spin on the ball. No. Right? Because here's the deal. If I'm in plane and I push my hips up at the last second, everything's connected. My hips come up, the racket's going to want to come up. So now I actually have to compensate. So what's happening all the time when we do that is one of 2 things. When I lift up at the last moment, trying to add a little lift to the ball, I'm either going to have to push, because look, if I want to stay in that kind of contact, as I lift my hips up, the racket's going to come up, right? Think about this. So I actually have to actively lower the racket as my hips are coming up. And then it has the counter effect of flattening it out. So I actually lose hyperspin. Or I don't do that, and then I shake off the bottom edge of the string bounce. A lot, right? So I actually just want to stay put and just let the racket go. So give me 3 more so you can focus on that. Everything else stays the same. Just stay put. Whatever bend you get in your knee, just leave it there and hit. Still lift it up a little bit. There we go. That was better. That's it. That's like that buttering. It's great. So okay, here's now the next step. And this will help you get a little more of that wrist activation. So we went from hitting from here to hitting from here. What we're going to do now is, I want you to bring it up a tiny bit higher, and across a little bit, and then a little bit of this. So the other way actually. So I'm starting here. So it's a good setup so you can just mirror me exactly. So I'm starting here. I come up a little bit more, across a little bit, and add a little bit of lean this way. What I call, lean away. Okay? So from here, I want you to think about this. I'm going to bring this. This is position 3, right? We take it from 3 smoothly to 2, 1, out the contact. So 3, 2, 1, hit. And you'll see what's going to happen is I'm going to just let my wrist go. So the full stroke will be. Do you see what I just did with the wrist there?
here, there. That's good, but let your wrist be a little looser. You say you're kind of like, right? Part of the reason that we're trying to leave this in a little bit longer. So here, you see how I haven't actually removed it yet? And then when I get back to here, yeah, there, right? And then actually release it. You're still holding on. Right, so hold this, and then just relax and let it go. Yeah, that you started to feel it roll, but then you caught it. Don't catch it. Good, there you go. That's better. That was better.
So this is the right
That's
start
good.
spot?
That's good. Good. Just remember, the longer I hold this, if you start to do this, it's not wrist anymore. I'm rolling the whole shoulder over.
Okay.
So I want to move the shoulder through that space, just a little higher. Keep it all a little bit higher. I want to move the shoulder through that space, keeping the wrist in this position. So when it does go, it all happens a lot more quickly. That make sense?
Yeah.
Good. Just a little bit higher with that position 3, right? So 3 should be a little bit up, just a little bit up. Just up a little bit more. There we go, yeah. There we go. Good.
It's really weird.
Yeah. But that's the stroke that you thought you were doing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what you thought you were doing all this time. And it feels weird, so you weren't doing
It's
it.
really weird.
More. That was better. That was better. I know the timing was off, but you got through the spaces properly. There you go. Good. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. That was the best one yet. Did you feel how you really got through that? Nice. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. That one was a little bit. Yeah, but let it come around. Let it come around. Fuller. Make it a little bit fuller. Let it come around. So you're just kind of holding it a little bit like here and then going like that, instead of letting it come around through here. Does that make sense? Yeah, like that. Just loosen up a little bit. Just loosen up a little bit.